Welcome, beautiful damsels. The greatest threat to control is a mind that refuses to be tamed. In a world where lies are sold as truth and conformity is rewarded, there exists a rare breed of women who see past the smoke and mirrors, Sigma females. These women aren't swayed by societal norms or fooled by the illusions most people accept without question. They've mastered the art of moving in silence while seeing everything with piercing clarity. In fact, research shows that independent thinkers are often misunderstood, precisely because they challenge the very foundation society is built upon. But what happens when these women, the ones who don't bend to the will of the masses, see through the web of deceit that has been spun around them? What lies does society sell, thinking no one will ever question them? Today, we're diving into 10 of the most common lies society pushes, and the ones Sigma females see right through. Hold on, because we're about to unravel the myths that most people don't even realize they're living by. Lie. 1. Assertiveness in women is aggression. Society has a habit of labeling assertive women as aggressive. The moment a woman speaks up, sets firm boundaries, or stands her ground, she's often seen as too much, too bold, too direct, too unfeminine. This false idea has been used for years to keep women quiet and compliant. But Sigma females aren't interested in fitting into this narrow mold. They understand that assertiveness isn't aggression, it's self-respect. Sigma females don't shy away from speaking their minds. They don't apologize for taking up space, and they certainly don't allow others to mistake their assertiveness for rudeness. They know there's power in being clear about what they want, need, and expect. By standing firm in their convictions, they protect their boundaries and ensure they're treated with the respect they deserve. What sets them apart is their ability to balance strength with calmness. When a Sigma female asserts herself, it's not about dominance or control. She's not interested in proving herself to anyone. It's about clarity and self-assurance. She doesn't need to yell or be aggressive to make her point. Her confidence speaks for her. This makes some people uncomfortable because it challenges the status quo where women are expected to be agreeable and accommodating. But Sigma females don't let others' discomfort sway them. They recognize that being assertive is not only necessary but healthy. It's how they navigate the world on their own terms without being pushed around or manipulated. By owning their assertiveness, Sigma females reject the outdated belief that women should be passive to be likable. They know that standing up for themselves is a strength, not a flaw, and they're not afraid to show it, even if it means being misunderstood. Lie. 2. Compliance equals good character. Society loves to push the idea that obedience and compliance are the marks of a good person. From an early age, we're taught to follow the rules, go along with the crowd, and not rock the boat. People who do are praised for being easygoing, polite, and well-behaved. But Sigma females don't fall for this lie. They see compliance for what it often is, a way to keep people in line, to maintain control, and to prevent real change from happening. Sigma females are not interested in simply going with the flow, if that flow is leading nowhere meaningful. They understand that integrity means standing firm in what you believe, even if it goes against the grain. While society might label them as difficult or rebellious, they know that sticking to their principles is far more important than winning anyone's approval. For them, doing what's right isn't about fitting into a box or making others comfortable. It's about staying true to themselves, no matter the cost. This doesn't mean they're constantly fighting or seeking conflict. Far from it. Sigma females just don't allow themselves to be passive players in their own lives. They question the rules, think critically about societal norms, and refuse to simply accept things as they are. If something doesn't align with their values, they don't hesitate to push back, even if it makes them unpopular. To a Sigma female, real character is measured not by how much you comply, but by how much you're willing to stand up for what you believe in. In a world that rewards obedience, they choose authenticity, even if it means standing alone. And that's exactly what sets them apart from the rest. Lie 3. You must be everything to everyone. One of the biggest lies society sells is that women must be everything to everyone. The expectation is to wear countless hats, be the perfect caregiver, professional, homemaker, partner, and friend, without ever missing a beat. It's an impossible balancing act, yet society convinces women they need to juggle it all flawlessly or risk being labeled as less than. Sigma females, however, see right through this exhausting myth. They understand that spreading yourself thin to meet everyone's needs isn't just unrealistic. It's a recipe for burnout and unfulfillment. Instead of trying to be all things to all people, Sigma females are fiercely selective about where they invest their energy. They know that trying to please everyone often means losing yourself in the process, and they refuse to let that happen. They live by a different code. Prioritize what truly matters and let go of the rest. This doesn't mean Sigma females are cold or indifferent. They care deeply, but they also know their worth isn't tied to how many roles they can juggle or how many people they can keep happy. They choose their commitments carefully, protecting their mental and emotional space fiercely. Their strength lies in their ability to say no to unnecessary obligations and expectations that don't align with their values or personal growth. Society may continue to push the lie that women should do it all, but Sigma females live differently. They recognize that true empowerment comes not from spreading yourself too thin, but from knowing your limits and having the confidence to stand by them. They don't buy into the illusion of perfection that society tries to sell. They understand that their value is rooted in authenticity, not in how many roles they can play at once. Lie 4. Women must compete with each other. Society has long fueled the idea that women must compete with each other. Whether it's over jobs, men, or even appearances, this narrative pits women against one another, convincing them that there's only room for a few at the top. It's a subtle way to keep women divided and distracted, focused more on outshining each other than on challenging the system itself. But Sigma females aren't buying into this manufactured rivalry. Sigma females see through this lie and reject it entirely. They understand that true power doesn't come from competition. It comes from collaboration and self-mastery. They don't feel the need to compare themselves to other women because they're confident in their own uniqueness. They know that another woman's success or beauty doesn't diminish their own. Instead of seeing other women as rivals, they see them as potential allies or simply as individuals walking their own path. This doesn't mean Sigma females are naive. They recognize the competitive nature of the world, but they don't let it define how they move through it. They don't waste energy tearing others down to lift themselves up. Their focus is on personal growth, not on trying to outdo someone else. Sigma females understand that true success comes from within, and it's measured by their own standards, not by beating others. What makes them stand out is their refusal to engage in petty drama or mind games. They're not interested in gossip or undermining other women. Their self-confidence comes from knowing their worth and from the understanding that there's enough success to go around for everyone. Sigma females lift themselves up by staying focused on their own path, unbothered by the false narrative of competition society tries to push. They know that real empowerment comes from within, not from trying to one-up someone else. Lie 5. Being alone means being lonely. Society often confuses being alone with being lonely, treating solitude as something to be feared or avoided. We're constantly encouraged to surround ourselves with people, to be part of the crowd, to never be left out. The idea is that if you're spending time alone, something must be wrong. But Sigma females know better. They understand that being alone is not the same as being lonely. In fact, for them, solitude is where they find their greatest strength. Sigma females thrive in their own company. They don't need constant social interaction to feel validated or fulfilled. Instead, they use their time alone to reflect, recharge, and sharpen their focus. While others may seek out noise and distraction, Sigma females embrace the quiet. It's during these moments of solitude that they gain clarity, work through ideas, and deepen their understanding of themselves and the world around them. They aren't antisocial or disconnected from others. They simply recognize the value of stepping away from the crowd. They know that true growth often happens in the silence, not when surrounded by the noise of external opinions and expectations. Being alone allows them to stay grounded in their own thoughts and values, rather than getting swept up in the need to fit in. This ability to embrace solitude gives Sigma females a certain power that others often don't understand. They aren't afraid to walk their own path, even if it means walking it alone. And because they're comfortable with themselves, they don't rely on the approval or company of others to feel complete. For them, solitude is not a weakness, but a source of freedom and strength, a time to reconnect with their inner selves and emerge even stronger. Lie 6. Beauty equals value. One of the most pervasive lies society tells is that a woman's value is tied to her physical appearance. We're constantly bombarded with messages about beauty, what it should look like, how to achieve it, and how important it is. The pressure to fit into narrow standards is relentless, but Sigma females see straight through this shallow myth. They understand that their worth goes far beyond how they look on the outside. Sigma females know that beauty is fleeting. They aren't obsessed with chasing trends or meeting society's unrealistic expectations. Instead, they invest in things that have real value: intellect, personal growth, emotional strength, and resilience. For them, these qualities are the true markers of worth, not something as superficial as physical appearance. They recognize that relying on beauty alone is a losing game because it fades with time, but character and intelligence only deepen. This doesn't mean Sigma females don't care about how they present themselves. They take pride in their appearance, but they don't let it define them. They know that real beauty radiates from within, through confidence, self-assurance, and a strong sense of identity. What sets them apart is their ability to resist society's obsession with looks and focus instead on becoming the best versions of themselves, inside and out. Sigma females are not swayed by the opinions of others when it comes to their appearance. They understand that trying to meet everyone's expectations is a trap, and they refuse to let their self-worth be dictated by external judgments. By focusing on their inner qualities, Sigma females cultivate a type of beauty that's unshakable and lasting, one that can't be reduced to superficial standards. They know that real value isn't skin deep, it's in how they live, think, and impact the world around them. Lie 7. You must follow to lead. Society often insists that to lead, one must follow established hierarchies and structures. We're taught that leadership comes from positions of authority, where the loudest voices and the most visible roles dictate the path forward. This conventional belief limits the definition of what it means to lead, reducing it to titles and accolades. However, Sigma females shatter this myth by demonstrating that true leadership comes from within and doesn't always require a spotlight. Sigma females understand that leadership is not just about being in charge, it's about influence, authenticity, and setting an example. They lead by their actions, showcasing qualities like integrity, empathy, and resilience. They don't seek out traditional roles that demand recognition. Instead, they quietly inspire others through their choices and behaviors. Whether it's in their careers, relationships, or communities, Sigma females embody the values they wish to see, creating a ripple effect that encourages others to follow suit. What makes Sigma females exceptional is their ability to lead from the shadows. They don't need to be the center of attention to make an impact. Instead, they often work behind the scenes, facilitating change in subtle yet powerful ways. They're the ones who lift others up, mentor quietly, and provide support without seeking accolades. This approach allows them to influence dynamics without the burden of formal authority, showing that leadership can be about collaboration rather than competition. Sigma females break free from the misconception that leadership must conform to traditional standards. They redefine what it means to be a leader by showing that strength, vision, and the ability to inspire don't always come with a title. They prove that true leadership is about the willingness to act in alignment with one's values and to uplift others along the way. In doing so, they encourage a more inclusive and authentic understanding of leadership, one that celebrates diverse paths and the quiet power of leading by example. Lie 8. Women must compromise for love. Society often perpetuates the belief that women must compromise their true selves to be loved and accepted. This narrative suggests that women should soften their edges, change their opinions, or even abandon their dreams to fit into someone else's mold. The underlying message is clear: love is conditional, and to receive it, women must be willing to sacrifice their authenticity. But Sigma females firmly reject this lie. They understand that true love should never come at the cost of losing oneself. For Sigma females, self-worth is non-negotiable. They know that compromising who they are to make someone else happy only leads to resentment and unhappiness. They refuse to shrink or diminish their essence to fit into a relationship that demands such sacrifices. Instead, they prioritize their own growth and well-being, recognizing that genuine love should enhance their lives, not limit them. Sigma females are committed to fostering relationships that respect their individuality and encourage their evolution, rather than ones that require them to play small. This doesn't mean that Sigma females are closed off to love or connection. On the contrary, they value deep, meaningful relationships, but refuse to settle for anything less than what aligns with their true selves. They seek partnerships based on mutual respect, where both individuals can thrive without compromising their values or aspirations. Sigma females understand that love should be a source of strength, not a reason to conform or dilute their identities. By rejecting the notion that women must compromise for love, Sigma females empower themselves and others to seek authentic connections. They embody the belief that real love is unconditional and allows individuals to be their true selves. In doing so, they inspire women everywhere to value their worth and to demand relationships that celebrate who they are, rather than force them to conform to societal expectations. Their commitment to self-respect and authenticity ultimately paves the way for deeper, more fulfilling relationships built on trust and genuine connection. Lie 9. Popularity equals influence. Society often equates popularity with influence, suggesting that to make an impact, one must be widely liked and constantly in the spotlight. This belief leads many to chase validation through social approval, prioritizing the number of followers, likes, and accolades over meaningful contributions. However, Sigma females dismantle this myth by demonstrating that real influence stems from authenticity, not popularity. Sigma females understand that true power lies in being genuine and unapologetically themselves. They don't conform to trends or engage in superficial interactions just to gain attention. Instead, they cultivate a deep sense of self-awareness and self-acceptance, which naturally draws others to them. Their quiet confidence resonates with those around them, establishing a strong foundation of trust and respect. While they may not be the loudest voices in the room, they command attention through their sincerity and the way they live their values. Influence for Sigma females often happens behind the scenes, where they make a significant impact without seeking recognition. They inspire others through their actions, leading by example rather than by assertion. Whether it's mentoring, supporting friends, or advocating for causes they believe in, Sigma females make a lasting difference in subtle yet powerful ways. They know that real change doesn't require a large audience. It starts with one meaningful connection at a time. By rejecting the notion that popularity equals influence, Sigma females encourage others to embrace their unique paths. They highlight that influence comes from the ability to inspire and uplift others, regardless of how many followers one has. Their strength lies in their authenticity, showing that true impact arises from being true to oneself, rather than fitting into a preconceived mold. In doing so, Sigma females not only redefine influence, but also pave the way for a more authentic approach to leadership and connection in society. Lie 10. Woman should be nice. Society pushes the belief that women should be nice and agreeable at all times. Being nice is often seen as a woman's default mode, smiling, going along with things, not causing waves. It's expected that women should be accommodating, even at their own expense, because that's how they're taught to gain approval. But Sigma females see through this trap. They understand that being nice all the time isn't about kindness. It's often about submission and losing yourself. Sigma females don't waste their time trying to meet the unrealistic expectation of always being pleasant and agreeable. They know that sometimes you need to stand firm, speak your truth, and not worry about whether people will like you for it. Being overly nice can mean compromising your boundaries, putting other people's needs ahead of your own, and ultimately losing sight of who you are. Sigma females refuse to sacrifice their authenticity just to avoid conflict or to make others feel more comfortable. What makes Sigma females stand out is their ability to balance kindness with strength. They are compassionate and understanding, but they are also unafraid to say no when it's necessary. They don't let anyone take advantage of their kindness, and they certainly don't feel the need to be liked by everyone. For them, being true to themselves matters far more than pleasing others. They understand that life isn't about fitting into someone else's mold or constantly seeking approval. Sigma females live by their own rules, and if that means not being nice all the time, they're fine with that. Their value comes from their strength, self-respect, and the ability to live authentically, not from always being agreeable. They've learned that real respect comes from being honest and real, not from bending over backward to please everyone. Challenging societal lies is not just about rejecting outdated norms. It's a powerful act of self-affirmation that paves the way for a more authentic existence. Sigma females embody this rebellion, demonstrating that true strength lies in embracing one's individuality and choosing self-worth over conformity. They refuse to be boxed in by the expectations that dictate how a woman should think, feel, or act. Instead, they forge their paths, leading by example and inspiring others to do the same. In a world that often pressures women to compromise their identities for love, approval, or social standing, Sigma females stand as a testament to the power of authenticity. They remind us that real influence doesn't come from the number of friends or followers we have, but from the depth of our convictions and the integrity with which we live our lives. Their quiet strength resonates louder than the superficial noise of popularity, creating ripples of change that encourage others to embrace their true selves. Ultimately, the journey of the Sigma female is one of liberation, an invitation to all women to break free from societal constraints and redefine what it means to be a leader, a partner, and a friend. By rejecting these common lies, they not only elevate their own lives, but also empower those around them to embrace their worth unapologetically. In doing so, they forge a path toward a more inclusive and authentic society, one where individuality is celebrated and everyone is free to shine in their unique light. If you found value in exploring these powerful truths and want to continue this journey of self-discovery and empowerment, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Join our community of like-minded individuals ready to challenge the status quo and embrace authenticity. Together, we can elevate our understanding and create a space where everyone thrives. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button and be part of this extraordinary journey. Thanks, damsels, for tuning in. See you in the next vid. Bye and stay blessed.